So today I'm gonna go check out this NIL thing with the Ohio State, and it should be very interesting because we're gonna be in a nice big ass building with breakfast, and we get to meet a few important people around the city who all want to help out and also connect with some of the players from the college and everything else. So we'll see how this goes.
$26,000 for the normal student. So now they can mitigate that debt by earning something through NIL. And that's not talked about. Those are like the planes landing. You know, they don't ever talk about all the great planes that land. They only talk about the crashes. So the reality is it's working in that space. And it's working largely for a lot of our pro rights scholarships, football, basketball. But there are some challenges.
Ryan, Gene alluded to this, but how is NIL affecting your team and college football more broadly?
Well, I think, like Gene said, with the team, I think that it's been excellent. I think when you look at our guys, that they have opportunities throughout the community, throughout the state, and they've used it for what NIL was meant to be all about. And I think when you look at our guys and what they're doing, it's great for them. It's also great for the university and just the way that they're doing it. So I think that part is excellent, and we've been on the forefront of that. You know, Gene was part of this committee, and so we were ahead of that part of it. What is a challenge is a lot of people, in terms of the college football landscape, see this as an opportunity. And so what's happened is, because of what Gene said, with you know, the NCAA having a hard time enforcing a lot of these rules, they're throwing a lot of money at a lot of these guys in the recruiting space, but also in the transfer portal space, which is going to really even ramp up more in the next 6 months. So I think for us, we're trying to figure out where we are. The best thing, I describe it as, the speed limit. You know, if the speed limit is 45 miles an hour and you drive 45 miles an hour, a lot of people are going to pass you up. You're not going to get there first. If you go too fast, you're going to get pulled over. Some days it depends if the cop's sitting down the street or not, right? And it's just, where do you feel comfortable when you drive to work every day? Where do we feel comfortable in this space? If we don't do anything, we're going to fall behind. If we go too far out in front of it, like some people are doing, it's going to be an embarrassment. I think there's a lot of issues that are coming down the road with some of the people who are super aggressive. But what we can't do is we can't fall behind. And I think this is where we spent a lot of our time over the last few months is trying to determine and target what's right for Ohio State.
All right, so I have a question from a small business perspective also. So a lot of everyone has hair, everyone has nails, and the business I run is a barbershop and nail salon that is all together. And we have multiple athletes from Ohio State to ODU to the Columbus Crew to the Blue Jackets that come in. And I'm able to speak to the athletes and see them on a regular basis to build that relationship, but mine isn't more so like trying to build my brand, but build a community around. And we have a lot of events that go on, for example, June 14th, 614 Day, we're going to do a little collaboration with the Columbus Crew, with an organization to build inner youth, so they can see athletes that look like them, talk like them, play like them, and came from different backgrounds so they can relate to. How do we go about, is there a way that we can reach out to the team or reach out to a certain, person to, request or try to get them engaged as well? Because when I say we have a lot of athletes from the starting O-line to the starting team on the Crew, and a lot of the starting players in the Blue Jackets come in and they want to help, but when we reach out, we kind of hit a dead end, a dead end email, and you have to keep sending that email over and over and over, and then that event may expire. You may get the event notice in 7 days, and then within that 7 days email, you may get a reply back the day after, man, we missed it, we had so much going on. So my big thing is there something that we can directly go to, or is there going to be future events by Ohio State and other teams to where we can like set up a booth and say, hey, we're offering this, this. Would you like to participate with us? We may not have like the millions and thousands of dollars, but we're trying to do something for the community that will build up the youth. So then the foundation for more players coming here or wherever they may go, or more players that are at the pro level can give back to the youth so they can build themselves up for that as well.
Yeah, I'd be interested, Mitchell, to hear your perspective on, you said Degree reached out to you, but maybe how other companies have approached you and maybe of your other teammates as well who don't have as active a brand as you have, how people have successfully connected with them.
Yeah, to kind of answer your question first, I think it's this social media game, right? The number of DMs and emails I've sent to people that haven't responded, like that's definitely gonna happen. I think I always say to other social media influencers out there, like you gotta continue to shoot your shot. Like if they're not gonna respond, eventually they are. They're gonna say no or they're gonna say yes, and that's part of the game. But I think like reaching out to smaller creators or people that don't really have a bigger name, it's like go to the DM, but if they have an email address in their bio, I think that's when you know they're more professional and it's more of a career and not a hobby. Like you see creators out here that are making TikToks and making little reels on Instagram that just want to make a couple bucks while they're in college being an athlete. Like that's okay, but for creators like myself that are posting weekly content on TikTok and YouTube that have an email in their bio, like you know those are creators, not athletes in the NIL space. Like we're creators long after our athletic career is done. So I think it's just on your part of recognizing that and just continuing to send those emails. Like I know where you're coming from when people don't respond. Like I was emailing somebody yesterday for the 7th time in a row, and it's just like you got to stay consistent with that if you want that opportunity to happen.
Be mindful of time. I think we have time for maybe